I always get the impression, Rock, when you look at Zach Sherman, I don't know if he gets the credit he deserves on the national stage. He is fundamentally sound and solid and one of the leaders for UNC.
Indeed he is. And he won an ACC championship last year, so he knows that he's a leader. Brian Courtney's had a great season. He's gotten better. And when talking to Coach Garland, he said that he's now developing into a man, meaning that he's starting to feel the strength that he's taking years to develop. Nice shrug.
Courtney is one of 3 wrestlers from the Keystone State in the lineup. In fact, he knows Pitt wrestler Cole Matthews quite well. They have a history between the two from their days in the Pennsylvania area. Here's a quick shot off the whistle, and coming in is a launch and hit for 2.
And that's what you see from UNC. They shoot doubles. Why shoot high crotches and sweep singles when you just need to get 2 legs? Similar to their head coach, Coleman Scott. He would shoot doubles, and you'll see the up and down the lineup with UNC wrestlers. They shoot doubles.
Sherman, a 2-time NCAA qualifier. He reached the NCAAs in 2018 as a true freshman, went 1-2 that year. He and Clay Lout were the only 2 freshmen not to redshirt that season for North Carolina.
Sherman was trying to keep the toe in to get a couple more seconds of riding time. It makes a difference. You might say that's just step out of bounds. You never know if a second or 2 makes a difference in an extra point when a match is over.
Coleman Scott told us Zach Sherman's always asking questions. He put a ton of time in wrestling, even during the pandemic. Really disciplined with his routine and workouts. Saw him mature last year, able to figure out Tariq Wilson for the first time at the ACCs and picking up the ACC title, a season that saw him go 27-5.
First caution.
Mat return by Sherman.
Sherman deceptively solid on top. So it appears that there was an illegal hold that happened early in the match with Brian Courtney. So you're saying, how is it 3-0 when Zach Sherman had a takedown?
Sherman was given a caution there, so he's giving a brief explanation. He wanted a quick talk with the official. He'll get back into position.
Already accumulating riding time.
When you look at the competitive relationship with Zach Sherman of North Carolina, Tariq Wilson, NC State, it's a little bit of a different role. You know, for the first couple of matches, Wilson was the hunted while Sherman was the hunter. Now it switched a little bit. What's the difference? What's the different mindset that these athletes take when you capture that championship for the first time and now everybody is gunning for you?
Some wrestlers thrive being the top dog, so to speak. And then some don't like that. They don't like the pressure, having everybody having their A game against them. Seems like Zach Sherman enjoys being a top wrestler. But Tariq Wilson, when talking to Coach Papalizio, they said he's only beaten us one time, and that was last year's ACC championship. Tariq Wilson owns the overall match count against Zach Sherman.
One of the areas that Sherman has worked on, trying to find more ways to get turns from this top position. He's riding pretty soundly, up 3-0, over 1:40 of riding time. Courtney unable to get out from underneath. It's been a steady dose of movement up top. Matt returns, and out of bounds they go. So we've seen this where you see the quick start. Courtney trying to amp it up a little bit as he sprints back to the center.
We're working on 2 minutes of riding time, potentially.
Giving up a ton of time there.
Yeah, you see Courtney got his hips away this time. Makes it a little more challenging for Zach Sherman to have a mat return. 2 minutes of riding time.
Finally, Courtney gets away. 3-1. Inside 10 seconds to go. Semifinal at 141 pounds.
So Zach Sherman knows the book on Brian Courtney. Brian Courtney, if you get in on one of his legs, he sits the corner and he has a sneaky cradle there. So what does Zach Sherman? He says, I'm going to shoot doubles. Because what you'll find out, there's a doubles. What you'll find out, as Coach Coleman Scott has said, you don't scramble out of doubles. Now, there are some anomalies, like Jason Nolf, but for the most part, you don't scramble out of doubles. So shoot doubles, so these guys don't sit to the corner and put you in cradles. Pretty critical time for Brian Courtney right now. It's 3-2. Riding time is pretty strong at this point.
In watching Courtney throughout the year and in his junior season, what's his go-to shot? Down to, you mentioned, with that riding time in essence. What's his best go-to?
That's an interesting question because Brian Courtney really doesn't have a go-to shot. He just needs to get to a leg. And once he gets to a leg, he creates action, so to speak. So he doesn't have a go-to low single, go-to sweep single, go-to double. He just wants somebody to get to a leg. And once the legs get there, he's very effective there. But what Zach Sherman's doing is just saying, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. And when the moment presents himself, I'm going to shoot my double. And that's what Zach Sherman's starting to do. He said, look, I'm not nervous about Brian Courtney getting to my legs. I can hold my position. I know that Brian Courtney just doesn't have the shot selection from his feet. But he created a stall call. He goes right back into the double.
Like we see so many times after the stall call on a wrestler, that is their ticket to fire in, and that's what Sherman did. Driving toward the boundary on the edge. Still has the leg. Sherman still with his right toe in.
Oh, so smart wrestling by Sherman. He said, this is where Courtney wanted to be. He had the one leg, and you see he was starting to sit to the corner. And once Zach said, I felt that, oh, let me get out of bounds. He does not want to be in a position where Courtney starts to sit the corner and put the cradle in. I love the chess match going on here. So Brian Courtney says, okay, I may not have the greatest shot, but I'm going to keep shooting. I'm going to try and earn another stall call. So the question
interesting
now is,
third period. Yeah, interesting decision here, Rock. What do you do?
I wonder if he's going to actually let him up, or is he going to try and ride and see if he can get some back points here or something? I don't know. I don't know. Now, Zach Sherman has to continue to wrestle here. He's got one stall call.
Well, it looks like the answer is he's going to try to ride. Sticks a leg in, does Courtney.
Zach Sherman has to continue to wrestle here. He can't just sit on the lead.
The riding time is in the lower left-hand corner. Courtney trying to nullify the riding time, and in order to do so, he needs to ride another 34 and counting. Leg still in. He has to do enough on top as well.
Exactly. He's going to continue to work, and Sherman has to start moving He's got to get to his feet like he's there and continue to work here.
Sherman is up. Courtney is in a vulnerable position, still riding. Scramble as they work their momentum toward the edge. Riding time down to 4, down to 3. Courtney has wiped out the riding time. Holy smokes.
Here we go. So what do we do here? Because now Virginia is going to be all on the official to say, look, that he's got to work, he's got to work, he's got to work. So Brian Courtney either has to somehow continue to keep Zach Sherman down and create a stall call, or is Zach Sherman going to get an escape? Zach Sherman has to continue to wrestle here. Oh, this is exciting.
Start off the whistle, critical. Courtney assumes position, trying to get into a stand-up with Sherman underneath. Courtney is going to cut him there. So a 4-2 lead. Courtney needs a takedown to try to maybe force an overtime.
And what Sherman has to do is just hold center. There's the double. There's the double. That's exactly what you don't scramble out of doubles. Beautiful, smart wrestling here. He's got to get across. It looks like he's going to get that takedown. Smart wrestling by the ACC returning champion. Really smart wrestling there. Smart wrestling. You shoot doubles on people that sit corners. Brian Courtney, 6 corners. How do you fight that? You shoot for 2 legs.
The ACC champion was tested. Brian Courtney had it down to 2, but Sherman prevails and moves into the finals again.
Well-wrestled match by both wrestlers. Zach Sherman goes for the doubles. You don't scramble out doubles. He stays on 2 legs. He does not let go and go to a single. Because of that, he's able to work around and get the takedown. Really strategically well-wrestled match by Zach Sherman. And it looks like we're going to have a rematch between Zach Sherman and Tariq Wilson in the final.